your statement, Commissioner Sankey, that came out on the 18th of June in regards to the state flag of the state of Mississippi, and you calling for change to be made to the flag of the state of Mississippi, saying our students deserve an opportunity to learn and compete in environments that are inclusive and welcoming to all. In the event that there's no change, consideration of precluding SEC championship events from being conducted in the state of Mississippi until the flag is changed. What led you to this decision?
I made a similar statement in 2015. So last Wednesday, tragically, was the sad anniversary, you'll recall, of a shooting in a church in Charleston, South Carolina.
Yes.
Cost 9 lives. And I was immediately asked about my position on state displays of the Confederate battle flag at that point. And so I had to work through what had we said. And I made a much more clear statement in 2015. Remember, in South Carolina, they had a Confederate battle flag display on their state capitol grounds. Governor Haley, working with campus leaders, community leaders, political leaders, affected that change. It's a positive step forward. So now we have this situation. And we had contemplated saying something. I had reviewed, even with our student-athlete leaders, who had asked me, what are you doing on these social justice issues, these racial equality issues? And it's past time for change is really the first phrase of that statement, because I think it is past time for change. We need to look forward, both within our region and across our country. We're going to have to heal a bit. Is clear based upon the front page headlines we've seen over the last 5 or 6 weeks, highlighting issues that have always existed in our country in different ways. And we felt as a conference it was appropriate for me to make that clear statement that we think it's past time for this change to happen.
So when you say consideration of precluding, what does that mean?
Well, we've said before that the presence of the flag in the way described is one of the factors we consider. But we're about to go into a cycle for a couple championships, permanent championships, women's basketball being the most timely, where we pretty broadly invite people to submit proposals, and so we wouldn't do that. But also we have not disrupted the hosting of on-campus championships that just rotate through our league. And COVID has slowed that down, but those, if there's not change, we'll put in front of our membership to withhold that hosting opportunity within the state and award those to other locales.
So it's not removing a championship for accomplishments on the field or on the court. It would just be for the right to host such a thing? Would you?
The right to host. So it's a little bit different than the NCAA statement. The NCAA relates to generally top 16 teams in baseball and softball earning that right, using the phrase you identified. For us, it's been a rotation, but what's contemplated is a disruption in that rotation. And our hope is the positive conversations that resulted in change, for example, in South Carolina 5 years ago, can move forward in the state of Mississippi and see that state flag change.
Did you hear from anybody in the state of Mississippi after your statement?
We worked with our universities beforehand just to let them know what was on our mind. You can imagine I've heard from plenty of people.
Anybody in the state government of Mississippi call you up, Greg Sankey?
Yeah, not at this point. Not at this point. That's there are plenty of voices that have identified the opportunity for change. I'm sure there are plenty of needs for communication, and I respect the political process and the governmental process that needs to take place, but have identified, I think, clearly the need for change.